The night my father died, the world felt strangely quiet, like the sky itself was holding its breath. In our family house at Enugu, everyone moved around as if they were floating, talking in whispers, wiping tears with trembling hands, pretending to be strong. By evening, our family group chat was full of "Rest in peace, Daddy," and "Stay strong," and funeral plans nobody wanted to discuss. People were typing long messages just to avoid thinking about the empty chair in the sitting room. After the burial, everything slowed down. The group chat that used to buzz every hour became silent. No jokes from my uncles, no voice notes from cousins, no "good morning fam" messages. It was as if everybody had agreed to mourn quietly, each person carrying their grief like a bag of stones. Then, on the fifth night, something happened. At exactly 11:52 p.m., my phone buzzed. I was half asleep, but the vibration shook me fully awake. I checked the screen, expecting maybe one of my siblings checking on me, but the name I saw made my chest tighten: Daddy. For a full minute, I didn't open it. I just stared. My hands refused to move, my heart beating like a drum. When I finally tapped the notification, the message sat there calmly, like a normal text. "Remember to lock the back gate. Not everyone should have access." Fresh timestamp, no forwarding label, no sign of an old draft. The kind of thing my father used to text us when he was alive. I sat up immediately. The whole room felt colder. I kept blinking, thinking sleep was showing me things, but the message remained exactly the same. I carried the phone to the sitting room, where my mother was dozing on the couch. She opened her eyes slowly. "Chioma, what is it? You look like you saw spirits." I couldn't even talk. My throat felt blocked. Instead, I handed her the phone. She read the message once. Then, her face went blank. No scream, no shock, only a strange, slow calmness. She handed the phone back and said quietly, "Delete it. Don't reply." Her voice was too steady, almost rehearsed. I walked back to my room, but I didn't delete anything. I couldn't. I kept staring at the message, reading it again and again, until the letters felt like they were crawling on the screen. I didn't sleep that night. Something inside me knew this wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a prank. This was the beginning of something none of us were ready for. And Daddy, dead or alive, was not done with us. The house changed after that first message. Nobody said it aloud, but every one of us was afraid of our own phones. Even when a notification sounded, we jumped like people hearing gunshots. My mother stopped entering my father's room completely. She locked the door and kept the key in her wrapper pocket, like it was protecting her from something invisible. My elder brother, Chike, tried to act like the man of the house, but even he looked shaken. Every time he checked the group chat, his hands trembled. Maybe his network issue, he said one morning, his voice too loud for no reason. Maybe old messages are just resurfacing. But his eyes betrayed him. He didn't believe his own lie. That night, my father's number sent another message. This one was different. Not a warning, not advice. It was a question. Who touched my briefcase? We all froze. Nobody moved for several seconds. Chike swallowed hard. "Mommy, did you touch anything in his room?" My mother didn't answer. She just stared at the phone, her lips pressed tight, her eyes far away, like she was remembering something she wished she could forget. No one replied in the chat. We slept with our doors locked. The next morning, we woke up to another message. "Return it before I come for it." Something was wrong, deeply wrong. How can a dead man ask for something? And what briefcase was he talking about? Later that day, curiosity overpowered fear. I sneaked into my parents' room when my mother was outside talking to a visitor. The room smelled unused, like dust and leftover perfume. Nothing seemed touched until I checked under the bed. There it was, a black leather briefcase, old, heavy, and locked with a rusty silver latch. Something inside moved. I jumped back and almost screamed. The briefcase jerked again and then stopped, just like that. Cold spread across my skin. I rushed out of the room and slammed the door, sweat pouring down my face. That night, at exactly 1:13 a.m., my father's number sent a voice note. Its voice was calm, too calm. I know you found it. The silence that followed was louder than thunder. I didn't sleep that night. Nobody did. Every time the house creaked, we all jolted. My mother sat in the sitting room with all the lights on, one hand holding a rosary, the other clutched tightly around a wrapper. Chike paced non-stop. Chuka, the youngest, stayed glued to his phone, pretending he wasn't shaking. By morning, the whole house smelled like fear. We gathered around the dining table for breakfast, pretending we were eating, but our eyes kept drifting towards the corridor that led to my parents' room. What exactly is in that briefcase? Chuka whispered. Why was it moving? Nobody answered. My mother finally sighed and stood up. Enough! We will open it. Mommy! We all shouted at once. She raised her hand. Whatever is inside, it is better we see it in daylight than let it disturb us at night. She was right. The fear of the unknown was worse than whatever was inside that briefcase. We followed her slowly to the room, like children following a teacher into a haunted classroom. The door creaked open as if it had been waiting. The briefcase lay exactly where I left it, silent, still. My mother knelt beside it. Her hands shook as she tried to open the latch. It didn't move. She pulled again, still locked. Chike bent and forced it. This thing is sealed like government safe. Then, the briefcase clicked open by itself. We jumped back instantly. Inside the briefcase were a stack of old documents, a bundle of keys, a small red notebook, a phone wrapped in black nylon, and something else, a small cloth bag tied with dark thread. The bag was moving, shivering like something breathing inside. Chuka stepped back. What is that thing? Before we could react, the phone inside the nylon vibrated violently. Then it rang. Our father's caller's ID flashed on the screen. Nobody answered the call, but the phone wouldn't stop ringing. It rang until the battery died. The screen went blank. The briefcase stopped moving. The small cloth bag went still. My mother stepped away from it and whispered, "This thing should never have been opened." But it was too late, because later that night, a new message entered the group chat. Why did you open what was not your own? By the next morning, fear had settled inside the house like a permanent resident. Nobody smiled. Nobody joked. Even the neighbor noticed that we were no longer normal. My mother didn't want to touch the briefcase again, but I knew we had no choice. Something in that case was the key to everything happening. So when everyone was asleep, I sneaked into the sitting room where we left it. The room was dim, only lit by the street lights outside. I opened the briefcase slowly, praying it wouldn't start moving again. The red notebook caught my eye. It looked old, older than my parents' marriage. Its leather cover was cracked, edges worn like someone had held it every day for years. I opened it. The first page made my blood run cold. If anything happens to me, know that it was not an accident. I swallowed. The next page was even worse. They are watching me every day. They want something I took from them. I buried it where nobody will find. My heartbeat quickened. Then I turned the page again. There was a list of names. Names I recognized. My uncle, two of my father's business partners. A strange name circled 3 times. The keeper. I gasped. Then I flipped to the last written page. A single sentence burned through me. If I die, protect the briefcase. It belongs to them. I slowly closed the notebook. My hands cold. My leg felt weak. What was my father involved in? Who were these people? And what did he bury? Before I could think further, the house gate creaked outside. Then a soft knock at the door. 3 taps, slow, measured, and intentional. I froze. The knock came again. Who is that? My mother's voice trembled behind me. I didn't even hear her wake up. I whispered, I don't know. Then my phone buzzed. A message from my father's number. Do not open the door. Before I could react, another message followed. It's not me. My mother grabbed my hand and pulled me away from the door. The knocking continued, harder now and faster too, like someone or something wanted to break in. We ran to the bedroom and locked ourselves inside. When the noise finally stopped, we were too scared to even come out. And at 3:10 a.m., one final message came. They have found the house. Morning didn't bring peace. It only brought questions. Nobody spoke during breakfast. At 11 a.m., the doorbell rang. Everybody froze. Chike slowly peeked through the curtain. There's someone at the gate. Who? My mother whispered. I don't know. He's wearing black. His face is covered with a cap. The man didn't ring again. He just stood there, silent, waiting. Then my phone buzzed. A new message from my father. Do not meet him. Chike's phone buzzed next. Same message. Chuka phone too. Same message. My mother held her phone tightly, refusing to check us. Don't open, she whispered. But something strange happened. The man outside turned slowly and looked directly at the window where we were hiding. Even though he wore a cap, I felt his eyes locked on mine. I gasped and moved back. How did he know we were here? Chuka whispered. Before we could think, the man spoke. His voice muffled through the gate. Open the door. I came for what belongs to us. My blood went cold. My mother shook her head. No, it can't be starting again. Chike swallowed hard. What does he want? The man repeated, louder this time. Bring out the briefcase. We all turned to look at the table where the briefcase sat. Then my phone buzzed again. Do not give them anything. I typed quickly with shaky fingers. Who are they? The reply came instantly. The ones I ran from. The man outside banged the gate once, hard. The whole house vibrated. My mother cried out, God, help us. Then, silence. Complete silence. We waited. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 15. Chike checked the gate again. He's gone. We finally breathed. But the relief didn't last. Because just as we turned away from the window, a voice whispered from outside, I will come back tonight. And the final message from my father followed. Prepare yourself. Tonight is only the beginning. The day dragged like a funeral procession. Every hour felt heavier than the last. We stayed indoors, curtains drawn, doors locked. By evening, the wind picked up strangely. It eased against the windows like someone whispering our names. My mother lit 3 candles in the sitting room and prayed under her breath. Chike held the kitchen knife. Chuka refused to leave my side. We didn't know what to expect. At 12:01 a.m., the first message came. They are close. Chike looked around nervously. Who is close? Who exactly? Then another message. Do not go near the windows. My heart sank. I was standing beside one. Before I could move, I felt it. Something was outside, standing directly behind the window. I dropped to the floor and crawled backwards. Chuka whispered shakily, "What did you see?" I pointed at the curtain, my voice gone. Someone out there." Someone tapped the glass. My mother grabbed the candle tighter and whispered, "Jesus, take control." Another message came, "Do not look. Their eyes take what they see." We huddled together. Then, something hit the front door. We screamed. Another bang. Harder. Then the voice from outside. Same man, same command. "Bring out the briefcase." Chike shouted, "Leave us alone. We don't have anything that belongs to you." Silence. Then the man spoke again, quieter and more frightening. "He knows we are here. Tell him he cannot hide you forever." My phone buzzed. "Do not answer him." Another buzz. "He is not alive." My breath twisted. I typed fast. "What do you mean?" No reply came. The banging continued, rattling our bones. My mother started crying. Chuka held her. Chike stood in front of the door with a knife shaking in his hand. Suddenly, everything stopped. No banging, no wind, no whispers, just silence. We waited, terrified. Then a voice spoke from behind the door. But it wasn't the man. It was my father's voice. "Children, it's me. Open the door." My mother screamed and fell to the floor. Chike froze. The voice called again, softer. "Why are you afraid? It's Daddy." My phone buzzed. A final message. "Do not open the door. I am not there." We stayed awake till morning, too afraid to sleep. Nobody spoke until the sun finally rose. When we opened the door carefully, the compound looked normal. No footprints, no sign of disturbance. But something felt wrong, deeply wrong. Chike checked the gate. The lock was untouched. How did he hit the door so hard without entering the compound? Nobody had the answer. Inside, my mother sat silently, staring at nothing. I touched her shoulder. "Mommy, are you alright?" She whispered, "Your father is not dead the way you think." My heart tightened. "What do you mean?" She looked at me with tired and fearful eyes. "Your father did something before he died. Something forbidden." Before we could ask more, the front door creaked. We turned sharply. Someone stood at the entrance. A man, tall, wearing my father's clothes, his burgundy agbada, the one from last Christmas. He stepped into the light and we gasped. He had no shadow. My mother fainted instantly. Chike dropped the knife. I couldn't move. The figure tilted its head at us. Then he smiled. My father smiled. But wrong. Too wide. Too stiff. "Why are you afraid of me?" The figure asked. I whispered, "Daddy." He shook his head slowly. "I am not the one you buried." We stumbled backwards. Chuka whispered, "Jesus." The figure pointed at the briefcase. "You opened what you should not have opened." I couldn't breathe. "What do you want?" Chike asked shakily. The figure stepped closer. The air grew colder. "I came for what he stole." "Who?" I shouted. "Who stole what?" The figure turned its head sharply toward me. "Your father." We froze. Then my phone buzzed. "Run." The figure looked at my pocket. He heard the buzz. He knew. Chike grabbed my arm. "Let's go." We pulled our unconscious mother and rushed to the back door. The figure didn't chase us. He just watched and whispered, "I will return at night." We ran to a neighbor's house and stayed there until my mother regained consciousness. She woke up shaking, tears running down her face. "It has started," she whispered. "I prayed it will not come to this." "What started?" Chika snapped. "What is happening to this family?" My mother held her head. "Your father was involved with people he should have never crossed. Wicked people that use the dead for power." A chill ran down my spine. Chuka swallowed hard. "What does that have to do with the messages?" My mother closed her eyes.
Your father did not die naturally. He made a deal to protect us, but the price was heavy. The day he died, he wasn't supposed to be buried among the living.
Then why did you bury him in the cemetery?
She shook her head slowly. I didn't. We stared at her. She continued. The coffin you all saw, the one that went to the cemetery, it was empty.
Silence dropped like a stone. Chike's voice cracked.
Mommy, what are you saying?
She wiped her tears.
Your father told me something before he died. Something only a wife would do for her husband.
She looked up at us, her voice shaking.
I buried your father myself, alone, in a place where those people cannot reach him.
My legs went weak. Chuka whispered.
So who did we bury in the cemetery?
My mother looked away.
A stranger, someone who died the same day.
But why didn't you tell us? Chika shouted.
Because knowing puts you in danger,
she cried. Suddenly, my phone buzzed again. A new message from my father. You must find where she kept me. They are close. I showed it to my mother. Her face drained of color.
They know, she whispered. They know where he is.
Then she grabbed her bag.
We need to go now.
Go where? I asked.
To the place where I buried your father.
Just then, a loud knock thundered against the neighbor's gate. Then another. The voice followed. I told you, I will return. The figure, he found us. My phone buzzed with one last message. Do not let them open my grave. For the first time since the strange messages ended, the family felt a small taste of peace. One night, around 1 a.m., someone knocked on our front gate. Slow, heavy, 3 times. My mother froze where she stood. My siblings and I stood behind her.
Who is there?
My brother whispered. No answer. The knocks came again, this time louder. For almost 10 minutes, the knocking continued. Never rushed, never weak. Just slow and heavy like someone who knew we were watching. The next morning, we rushed outside. The gate was still locked, but on the ground, right in front of it, were footsteps, wet, muddy and shaped like a man walking with one bad leg. And beside it was something worse, a piece of burnt newspaper, dated that same morning. The headline was circled, Unknown man escapes from isolated safe house. My mother's body shook, her voice cracked. It's him, he's close. That evening, my mother packed a small bag. No one asked where she was going. We already knew the answer. Before she stepped out, she said quietly, lock all the windows. Don't sleep early. If anything happens, hide in the store.
Are you going to look for Dad?
I asked. She paused.
I am going to end this,
she replied. We watched her drive off, her hands gripping the steering wheel like she was holding war. Hours passed. Midnight reached. She didn't return. At 2:15 a.m., my phone vibrated. It was a text from her number. Do not call me. I found him. Before I could react, another message dropped. This one came from my dad's number. Why did she come here? Then a voice note came in. My hand shook as I pressed play. My mother's voice screamed in the background. Then that voice, calm, cold, and too close to the phone said, you children, always interfering. The voice note ended with a loud crash. We ran to wake our neighbors. Before anyone could organize help, our gate opened by itself with a soft creak. Outside was my mother's car, engine rolling, but she was not there. We rushed out with flashlights and neighbors. The street was silent. On the driver's seat, we saw something that made everyone step back. A handprint, fresh, bloody. My brother called the police, but my heart told me they would be useless. This wasn't a normal case. We followed the faint trail of blood drops leading away from the car, across the road, and into the bushy abandoned land near our estate. The deeper we went, the colder the air became. My flashlight flickered. Suddenly,
We heard breathing, deep, slow, somewhere ahead. "Who is there?" my brother called. A voice answered, "Put off the lights." We froze. It was Dad's voice. Slow, calm and familiar, but wrong. My brother grabbed my hand and whispered, "Run." We didn't argue. We ran back towards the estate, stumbling and panting. Behind us, something followed. We didn't see it, but we heard it. A dragging foot following us, matching our speed, and then it stopped. When we reached home, neighbors surrounded us. No one spoke. Everyone was shaking. My mother was still missing. The next morning, an old family friend, Father Benedict, a Catholic priest, visited the house. My mother must have contacted him earlier. He listened to everything quietly, his eyes heavy with worry. He sighed, folded his arms and said, "This is not ordinary. Your father is alive, yes, but something else is living through him." My siblings and I exchanged terrified looks. "What do you mean, Father?" I asked. He replied slowly, "When a man bargains with darkness, he does not return alone." He went on to explain that the deal our father mentioned in the hidden video wasn't just financial. He had become entangled with people who use dark rituals for protection and power. When he tried to escape, the darkness refused to let go. It clung to him. He was alive, but his soul was battling something older. Father Benedict looked around the room and said, "Your mother found him yesterday. She may be alive, but she is in danger. We must go." We followed him trembling. The search began again. Father Benedict drove us to a location outside town, a lonely farmland surrounded by tall trees. "This was your father's secret place," he said. "Your mother told me long ago." We entered carefully. At the center of the land was a small mound of earth, freshly dug. "Is this a grave?" my brother asked. The priest knelt beside it. "This is where your mother buried him the first time." My breath caught. "So Dad really died?" I whispered. Father Benedict nodded. "Yes, he died peacefully that night in her arms. Your mother hid the truth to protect all of you." We stared at him in shock. "Then who is sending messages?" my brother asked. The priest looked at us, eyes grim, a spirit wearing his body. Before he could say more, we heard a sound behind us. We turned. Standing by the trees was our father, or what used to be him. His eyes were dull, his skin pale, and his clothes torn. But he was smiling, a low, chilling smile. "You found me." Behind him was our mother, tied to a tree, weak but alive. We screamed and rushed to her, but Dad stepped forward. Father Benedict raised his cross. "Leave them alone," he shouted. Dad laughed. "You think this cross can stop me? You think I am still that foolish man, Abby?" The wind grew stronger. The trees bent unnaturally. Our father began walking towards us. Then Father Benedict shouted loudly in a trembling voice, "In the name of Jesus, release him!" Everything went silent. Then the ground shook. Our father fell to the ground, screaming like something was being pulled out of him. A black mist rose from his body, twisting and fighting, refusing to leave. But the priest did not stop. "In the name of Jesus, let him go!" The mist shattered. Our father went still. The forest became quiet again. Our mother cried and crawled to his body. He's gone," she whispered. Father Benedict placed a cloth over his face. "This time," he said softly, "he will rest." We buried him properly that same day, right there on the land he chose. No noise, no ceremony, just family, the priest, and the quiet rustle of wind through the trees. My mother knelt beside the grave for a long time, touching the soil as tears fell. "He suffered too much," she whispered, "all because he trusted wicked people." Father Benedict prayed over the grave, sealing everything with holy oil. "Your family is free now," he said. "The darkness cannot return." We returned home exhausted, shaking, but somehow lighter than we had felt in months. That same night, no strange messages came, no shadows, no knocks, no nightmares, Just peace, real peace. Weeks passed, life slowly returned to normal. One morning, as I arranged my room, my phone buzzed. My heart jumped, but I forced myself to look. It wasn't a strange number. It was a scheduled reminder Dad had set long ago. The message said, "Take care of your mother." I held the phone against my chest, fighting tears. Dad was gone, but the real him, the gentle man we loved, had finally rested. When I went to the sitting room, my mother was sitting quietly, staring at nothing. "Are you okay?" I asked. She smiled weakly. "It is over," she said. "Your father is with God now." We hugged each other tightly. Our family was smaller now, but we were free, safe, alive. And even though we might never forget the horror, we would always remember the moment Jesus saved us through a brave priest and a mother who refused to give up. I hope you enjoyed this story. Do well to turn on your notifications to be updated on our videos. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Bye for now.